Good morning and welcome on this Monday morning to a bit of a crafty play. My name is Helen Jennings. I'm the Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK, and we've come on this morning to do a little bit of crafting together. Now, it's been a very busy week last week, an incredibly busy weekend. So it was a little bit of a question this morning of what are we going to do? So I will share with you in a minute what I think we're going to have a bit of a chance on, literally. But any news first before we do that? Well, obviously we're coming to the end of November. We are today, the 29th of November. Morning, Lisa. Very nearly time to open your first door on your advent calendars. Not quite there yet, but only a couple of days to go. But that also means there's only a couple of days to go to make the most of that joining offer. So at the moment you can still get your starter kit for £75. It is an absolute bargain. You still get your £130 worth of goodies, but you only pay £75 for it. So really, if you're sitting on the fence at all, or if you have a lot of things sitting in your basket on your wish list, please don't wait. Get those things out of your basket, out of your wish list, into your starter kit, and get £130 worth of goodies, plus free shipping, plus catalogues and all those sorts of things. Get all of those things on their way to you for £75. And in addition to that, come the beginning of December, the pre-order is going to go live on the new mini catalogue and celebration things. And if you have got your starter kit, you will be able to join in with that pre-order. You won't have to wait until January to start getting your hands on the beautiful things that are in that January to June catalogue. It is gorgeous. So an added benefit. Not only do you get a bargain, but you also get that chance to join in with the pre-order. So do consider that. I've got a final few classes that are happening in the run-up until the end of December. And then I am already busy booking slots and allocating times for a calendar throughout 2022. So whether that's classes in the post, classes that you do with me here, whether that's classes that you come and join me for on a Saturday, or whether it's for one of the two day retreats I'm hoping to run in the next 12 months. There'll be lots of exciting news coming up, lots of things to look forward to in 2022. Can't believe that we're already planning. I haven't thought about Christmas, but we're planning 2022. But that's all in the future. That's all things for you to look forward to. Do come on and say hello. Do come on and let me know where you're joining me from, what you're up to. And let's bring in my downward facing camera. So that is looking a little bit fuzzy. That's not looking good, is it? Let's hope that that clears up a little bit. It does sometimes, sort of just focus in. And I am aware that I've got things happening on the background on my phone, trying to clear some space. My granddaughter yesterday was doing lots of videos, which was really lovely on my phone, but I thought this morning I ought to take them off of my phone and store them somewhere safe, so that they're not taking up quite so much room on my phone, and that possibly is still happening in the background. But this is me. I am Love-a-Duckie. You can find me at www.loveaduckie.co.uk, and you will find me under Love-a-Duckie wherever you're looking on social media, whether that is Pinterest, whether that is YouTube, whether that is Facebook, whether that is Instagram. All of those places you'll find me under Love-a-Duckie. And then do check out my blog, do subscribe to my blog, do all of those things. Right, now this morning, as I said, I've had an incredibly busy weekend, had an incredibly busy week last week, doing lots of lovely things, but not always crafting in my business. I was actually spent the entire day on Friday with a class of 4 and 5-year-olds doing Christmas crafting with them. So that was really lovely. But it does mean that, you know, I haven't had a lot of time to plan. So this morning I was thinking, what on earth are we going to do today? And I decided that, as we have done once before, we would actually completely leave it to chance as to what we did today. So I have got out my little bucket full of dice, and we'll give those a shake. So I have, apologies for the noise, I have 6 dice in here. Let me just come back out of that camera and go back in and see if that picture will improve any. Sometimes coming out and going in again is all it needs to improve it. Let's see if it plays ball for us this time. That looks a little bit better. That's a bit. You see, right? I have my bucket of dice. Let's roll them out and let's have a look what we have got. It says a 4x4 card, so we're going to go quite small this morning with a 4x4 card. It's going to be a thinking of you card. So 4x4 thinking of you. We're going to need to do a bit of fussy cutting. We're going to need to do a bit of watercolouring. We're going to use some neutral colours. That's quite handy for a thinking of you colour card, isn't it? And we're going to add in some metallic of some sort. So 4x4 thinking of you, fussy cut, watercolour, neutral and metallics. There's a challenge for us. Let's have a little look and see some neutral sort of paper. Just having a quick flick through. Ooh, this might be an idea. Some Simply Elegant. If we used some of that, that would give us some metallics. We could fussy cut some flowers. We've got some quite neutral backgrounds there. We just need to think of a way of adding in some watercolouring. Let me go and see if I can find the stamp set that goes with that. So the Elegantly Said stamp set. Apologies that that is still fuzzy. Why are you fuzzy? We'll have a look at it in a minute. There isn't actually a thinking of you in there, but there are some similar sort of ideas. Life has changed for you, but my love and support never will. That would be quite nice for an inside piece, wouldn't it? We could find an actual thinking of you sentiment. We have a thinking of you. There we go. Quiet Meadow has a thinking of you in it. Let's bring out some of these papers. Now I'm thinking we could possibly fussy cut some of these flowers. That's quite a nice background. So that's nice greys that hasn't got metallics in it, but it is very fuzzy, Jane. I do apologise. I'm trying to see how best I can get that to improve. Yeah, is that a bit better? A bit better, still quite fuzzy, but better than it was. So we've got this quite nice grey background just here. Perhaps think about those flowers. Just knocked my bin on the floor. Or we've got the grey diamonds. It's not picking up very well on that picture, is it? Let me just let's remove that from there altogether. I don't know why it's so fuzzy today. Very odd. I don't know why it does that really, because it appears to be on the internet. The internet seems to be fine. There doesn't seem to be any reason why that should be fuzzy other than it is. Don't you just love technology? I certainly do. Not. I'm going to remove my phone for a minute. Let me excuse me while I fiddle. It still is looking a little bit fuzzy, but hopefully we will get by. I don't know, really don't know, ladies, as to why it is being such a pain. No, it doesn't seem to be on the camera. It just is fuzzy for some reason. It seems to be the feed from the camera to the laptop that seems to be a problem. The other thing I can try, excuse me while I'm messing around with this. Excuse me 1 minute, ladies, while I will have some funny pictures. Let's try transferring my webcam. There you can see double picture there, because you can see my phone as well. I'm just trying to tuck that wire out of the way, and it doesn't want to tuck out of the way. Okay. I have removed my phone altogether and we are just on my webcam. That is a better picture. Anyway, let's see. Sorry, people. Let us go. It could well be the weather. Carol, you could be right. We have a little smattering of snow here. We've had storms all weekend. It's been very bizarre weather-wise, but that certainly is a slightly better picture. Right, so we've got neutral, fussy cut, metallics, 4x4, thinking of you, and watercolour. I found a thinking of you sentiment in the quiet meadow. We've got the elegantly said stamp set out along with some elegantly said papers. And I've had a sort of quick look at some of the the greys and things, we might be better actually with just that diamond. We could fussy cut some flowers. May bring in some others. I'm going to grab some basic grey card for the card base, I think. A new pack. That's always exciting, isn't it? So new pack, nice new piece of A4 basic white. Now we need to make this 4x4. I might cheat slightly and make it just slightly smaller than 4x4. But we'll do that first. So as I have said on many occasions, if you make it rather than 4 inches is about 10.1, if you actually make it 9.9, if you're here, UK, Australia, wherever, you can get 3 of these size cards from a piece of A4 paper. So I'm going to cut it to 19.8 the other way. So I've got 9.9 by 19.8, obviously 9.9 in the middle. So we have just slightly shorter than a 4-inch card. So there's the 4-inch. It's just 1/8 of an inch about smaller. Still fit nicely in a 4x4 inch envelope, but it means it's a good use of our cardstock. So we have a piece of a card base. So we've made that 9.9. I'm going to cut a piece of this DST to pop on the front. It is 9.4, so we'll keep that at the half. Oh, what did I do there? That obviously was not measured very well, was it? That's better. That's 9.4 by 9.4. Angie, I do need to say to you, in the post the other day, just seeing Angie's name pop up, let me sort of stop for one moment and share. I had a beautiful card arrive last week. In fact, I had on the same day, I had 2 cards arrive. One was from Joanne, who is my team leader, which is rather lovely, using the hydrangeas, and a beautiful card all the way from Australia from Angie. So thank you, Angie, and thank you for your really kind words inside. It was really lovely. It really lifted my spirits last week to receive those. It's lovely, isn't it, receiving handmade cards, especially when somebody's gone to the trouble to send you one all the way across from Australia. So thank you very much. That really did make my day. Right, bit of fussy cutting. Let's get my snips. Let's have some metallic flowers. I might take this one here. Now just cut this out. I'm going to cut round the leaves. Actually, for now, I'm just going to cut this one flower out, because I'm not going to use that other half a flower that's on the edge at the moment. I'm going to use this one. to cut this one. Just cut the flowers out first. So we've got a 4x4 card, we've got our neutral colours, we've got some metallic going in here. It's been cut out. Some of these leaves. Not easy to chat and cut at the same time, particularly with fizzly little bits. And I also want to make sure I don't lose them. Now, I need to think how we are going to add in our basic grey, some watercolour. Perhaps take strange noises, apologies. Grab a little bit of shimmery white. Going to punch out a piece of shimmery white. Let's grab my basic grey ink pad. What does the dice on the top, right, metallics. That one says metallics. It was a bit of a chunky pen. So hence we have our metallics. So we've got neutrals, 4x4, fussy cut, thinking of you, metallics and watercolour. So I'm just going to squeeze that ink pad. Let's put down a bit of water. Like a game show, isn't it? Just going to bring in the nice basic grey. Does split a little bit in colour wise when you watercolour with it, so I can see, I might colour the whole of that actually. I can see bits of red, bits of pink, all sorts going on there, and that actually will work quite nicely with that. I'm going to pick up a bit of solid colour around that edge. Give that a quick blast because it is very wet. So that watercolour basic grey, I don't know how well you can pick that up. We've got bits of red, bits of grey, bits of all sorts going on in there. It would obviously stick those leaves on. Somewhere in a bit. That's coming to our thinking of you. And find our block. And we'll stick with basic grey. A little bit of overstamping, but we may get away with that because I'm going to trim it. Managed to trim off our overstamping, so that's good. Let's just try and straighten that up a bit. To grab, oh, I wonder if that's wide enough. Got a bit just there. I think it might just about perfectly do the job. Hi Glenda, we're having a bit of a play. We've literally rolled the dice to see what we're going to be creating today. Couldn't decide what to make, so I thought I'd let chance decide what we're going to make today. So we've got the elegantly said stamp set. We've got the DSP because we needed some basic, some neutral colours. We needed some metallics that fitted the bill perfectly. Needed some watercolouring, so we've watercoloured that background on that piece of shimmery white to give those sort of multi-tonal effects. Just wondering, what we've got in the way of ribbon. We do have some gold thread, and we have some gold in the centre of our flowers, as well as the silver and the copper. And we could have a bit of a bow going across the back. Okay, let's do some sticking. We're actually covering up the metallics on that one, but I quite liked that, just slightly plainer. Put your teeth in. Slightly plainer DSP, that just that check in the background. Didn't want there to be, because it's a thinking of you card, and obviously you could send a thinking of you card for sympathy, or just somebody's having a bit of a rubbish time. So sometimes if you're sending a thinking of you card, it may be because you want it to be jolly and bright. But on other times, you definitely want it to be a little bit more muted for it to be appropriate. So let's put some dimensionals on the back of here. Now last week I said I don't think there's anything that's going to stop me coming live on Friday, completely forgetting that I was in school with my grandson and his class friends, flinging around glitter and paint, making Christmas decorations, and a great time was had by all. In fact, I went to put my boots on yesterday and realised that they too were covered in glitter. But there you go, I was going to a Christmas open air Christmas market, so it seemed appropriate to have glittery boots on. Right, so we've got our gold bow in there. We have our watercoloured label. Let's put on our fussy cut metallic flowers. And I fussy cut a few leaves as well, so let's pop those in. You'll notice I didn't attempt to fussy cut the stalks to the leaves. Some things just aren't worth the pain. So if you are fussy cutting, don't ever be frightened to think that bit's not worth it. Sorry, headbutting the we have our thinking of you sentiment come down here. Cut my nails yesterday, can't get the backs off my dimensionals. There we go. Stick that on there. Have a rummage around and find the brushed metallic. Adhesive backed dots. This has got some nice coppery colour dots in here that will pick up the colour in that flower. I love these brushed metallic adhesive back dots. Already into my second pack. I actually quite like the greeny colour ones. I think they're really useful after sort of colour that we have on other gems and things. So really useful. Now let's find ourselves a piece of white. I'm going to cut that, I think, just to 9 centimetres square. Oh no, we won't. It's 8.5 the other way, so let's make it 8.5 centimetres square. That's absolutely fine. And then let's come into this nice greeting in here that says, "Life has changed for you, but my love and support never will." seems a very nice sentiment to be going on the inside of this card. And I think we can take this flower stamp from the same set, and obviously that is reflecting the flowers that we've got on the outside, but we'll just do those in a basic grey on the inside. And there we are. Have we completed our challenge? Therein lies the question. Is it neutral? Yes, it is. Basic grey. Is there any fussy cutting? Yes, we fussy cut our flowers. Is there any metallics? Yes, we use the metallic flowers in that paper to cut that out. Is it 4x4? Well, strictly speaking, not quite. You can easily make it 4x4, but to make the best use of your paper and card, I've just worked out what size I can make it to get 3 out of a piece of content. Thinking of you. Yep, we've got our thinking of you sentiment on the front, and that sentiment inside. Life has changed for you, but my love and support never will. That reflects that nicely. And did we do some watercolouring? Yes, we did. We did some sneaky watercolouring on a piece of shimmery white card with basic grey to get that sort of multi-tonal piece in the background there. So 6 dice, 1 card. So I think I'm going to issue you all a challenge. Where's my bucket gone? I'm going to give this another roll of the dice, and let's see if you can come up with a card that's a thank you card. I will write this up afterwards. A thank you card that has multi-layers, is in colour too, so that will be this year's in colours, so the 2021 2023 in colours. There needs to be some heat embossing on there. It needs to be so a DL card, or it needs to be one of the long thin cards, and you again need to have some metallics in there. So a DL card with multi-layers, with in colours, so the soft succulents and the evening evergreens. You need some heat embossing, you need some metallics. Oh, you might be able to tie those up together. And it needs to have a thank you sentiment. So there you go, ladies. I am issuing you, and gents, for any gents that are watching, I am issuing you a challenge. Let's see if you can come up with a card, and I will come up with a card as well. If you do manage to do one, I'll put up a post on the Facebook page, or you can send me a picture via email or messenger or whatever, and I'll add it to the Facebook page for you. And let's have a look and see what we can all come up with. As I say, I will list those for you, and I'll put a post up. I'm just going to move my camera around, so excuse me while you fly through the air. And I'll do some Googling and things and see if I can find out why my phone is being such a nuisance at the moment in terms of fuzzy camera images. But thank you for joining me as we do some chance crafting by chance, I think I put up. And it's really, it is a lovely thing to do. It's just to yeah, get that inspiration. Here's a list of things, see what you can come up with. So I would really love to see what you all come up with, as I say, and I'll list those results from that roll of the die, and see if you can all have a go at crafting by chance. So thank you for joining me this morning. I will be back on Friday. There really is nothing in my diary, I don't think. And so I will see you on Friday. But meanwhile, take care, everybody. Have a lovely week. If you're here in the UK, keep warm. I think it is going to get milder as in the next couple of days, but it's been very cold over the weekend. Yeah, take care, everybody, and see you all very soon.